Hi Stampers! Welcome to Watch It Weekly Wednesday. I'm going to show you the Blooms and Wishes stamp set, and I want to show you how versatile it is. This is the paper that actually comes with or the suite, and I'm going to actually take these colors right here and stamp a card with the stamps instead of using the paper. This is a technique where you're just going to put the pieces of paper on top of each other. This is kind of like the masking technique. I don't know the official name for it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Whisper White on top of each other, kind of like making a cake where you put the bigger piece on and then the next on like a wedding cake and the smaller one. So look, you have even all the way around, and you'll want to start with your saying first, because if you don't, on the Island Indigo you may actually stamp over your saying, so you want to start with that first. So I'm going to look to make sure that it's in the center of what I want to stamp. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to take my biggest stamps next and stamp them around. So I'm going to want them to actually go on all three pieces. And you'll see why in a minute. And it looks like, oh my gosh, that's not stamping right, but it will look so cool once we get it all put together. Okay, so don't worry about that X there. And I'm going to use a mint macaron next and try to also get that, even there's a little bit on the same piece, but we'll see. You want to make sure you use your big stamps first, because then it fills in, and then you use the smaller stamps around them. So I'm going to go ahead and use the center of this stamp. And so you're mixing the colors. Now we're going to take the Sahara sand that will actually fill in all the places that we haven't stamped yet. This is what I like about using a neutral in your cards, is it just fills in all the white spots. It looks kind of like the paper that I was showing you earlier too. And you can overstamp where you're going over a color. It's not going to make a difference. Let me get one more here. Okay, so you've got a bunch of different things stamped right there. Okay, so they're over on top of each other, and you're worried about these white spots right there. The next thing I'm going to show you is, okay, I've stamped all that together. You want to pull these apart because we, just did the temporary adhesive on it. And I'm going to put it together. So I'm just going to put that on. Set that aside here. The next one is the mint macaron. The first one was on Island Indigo. So if you notice that the back, you're not going to see the back of your card, so it won't matter. And the other cardstock will be covering that up. So I'm just putting the 1/4 inch. This will go on top of this. And let's fold the card. This is... So we're just going to try to get that as much in the center of this piece as we can. Okay, now we're going to build our little cake. So this one's going to go next, and if you notice, these all line up so that the image is in the right spot. You don't want to do this where you put it on the wrong side. Then your images won't match up, and I've done that before, so you wouldn't be the first one. So I'm just going to put this on, and the images will match up with the space in there, and it just, oh, it looks so cool because it gives that dimension. Now this will go here, but before I put that down, I want to put this piece of our striped ribbon on it. You fold this across like this, and it will make a perfect little pennant. You just cut it from the center out. Alright, so I'm just going to fold this over again. Keep the fold towards me, and then I go from the center again out. Then we've got our pennant right there, and I'm just going to adhere that with a little adhesive. Put that down. It gives a little bit of texture to your card. Alright, then we're just going to pop this up with dimensionals. I love dimensionals. If you notice, I've got them all over the place. Alright. Okay, so there's your card, and it gives it dimension, and it looks like the different layers are like a cake. This is done with the blooms and wishes. See how that those match those beautiful papers? You can even make an envelope out of these papers to go with your card. Here's a couple other cards that I did with this same set. Here's the envelope, and I used these colors for the card. If you're wondering what colors to use for your stamp sets, it's a good idea to look in the catalog and look up the pairing of the colors and what you like, and it's right there in the catalog. This is a sample that I did with an envelope, and this is kind of a fun idea. Right here, it's just got, we adhered this on the side and just tucked it under. That's how that's done. And I have one more here. That's just done with the folder, and then these little dots right here, the candy dots. Just simple cards, but it's a beautiful set. And I didn't even pop anything up, if you noticed. Everything's flat, and it gives it a lot of dimension with the color. So hope you liked this rendition of Watch It Weekly Wednesday, and if you'd like to purchase any of these supplies, click the links below. Hope to see you next time. Happy stamping!